Oh my God. What a beautiful day in the blockchain basement. Welcome all to the show. This is going to be Chaos Zone. We got Isaac up on the sticks. Barely alive, folks.
I'm dead inside.
Been run ragged. You know what, though? Market's not dead, Isaac.
No, it's not.
We've had this, like, honestly, seeing what Bitcoin is doing right now in contrast to the macroeconomy, bonds, dollars across the world. This is the signal of a century. We're going to look at all that. Plus, some great news on altcoins that came out today, and a special guest joining us around 12:30. It's kind of a dig deep. Partnered up with them to kind of dig into a specific project. So stay tuned for that one. We got a great show lined up for you. If you're not already following me, make sure to do so up here on the Twitter at Druth Crypto. We're live right now, and today I do believe we're going to be able to do a specific arena live stream.
That is true.
I was talking to the team right before we went live. We're not punching out to arena on AVAX yet right now, but it does look like we're actually going to be able to go live with an AVAX specific show tonight. So stay tuned for that. I'll post it up on my X if we can get all those pieces connected, because live streaming is live on the arena right now, and I'm hearing it's pretty damn good. This is where I can tip people in the chat. They can tip me back. It's like you got this monetary back and forth thing going on. Kind of interesting. What the hell's Jeffrey's? Oh! All right, let's get into this. Make sure you're also subscribed to us on YouTube here. We have 76,900 subscribers. Moving right along. Look at this. Isaac, you're aging at light speed.
I am. Look, I'm completely different than I am in that photo, which was only taken like 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah. I mean, just every week you spend here, years on your life. Now, everyone that was watching the show yesterday, we got this little call where I was like, you know what? Redoing the longs at the midpoint of this W pattern, not a bad move, right? Not a bad move. I will highlight, if you hadn't already taken profits, this is exactly where I'd given the call at about $79,400. This currently is a 3.6% move. It peaked out and hit the volume node. If you're not using the confluence of RSI and volume nodes, you're not doing this right. A 4% move within a day to the T with a telegraphed before it hit this level call. It's not bad. Right? Not bad on especially if on leverage. Me, myself, I spent the night crashing out about the cost of airline tickets. What's that, Isaac?
No.
What do you got there? Show it. What is this?
Bam.
Heard Isaac likes older women too.
Bam.
Oh my God. You know what, Coins Chick? Unreasonable.
You are banned!
Okay? Just keep it calm.
I forgot you had that power. I like that you have this power now, Drew. I love it.
Ultimate power. Now,
plane tickets.
Yeah. The tickets, I'm crashing out about the cost of tickets. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they're talking like $5,000-$6,000.
Yeah, no, thank you.
You know, for a regular flight. Jesus, Murphy, Mary, and Joseph. Welcome to the show, everyone. Tommy Marin, Shady Bandito, Granny's Garden, Doobie Doo, Coins Chick, Freedom Guy 1776, Michael Moore. Got some Cardano news today. It looks pretty good. Papa Stinky Pinky. Wow. Green Day Profits, my man. Biz Knowledge. How old? 68 plus range. Love that old milk poofing out dust. Wow.
You hit it.
Wow.
Wow, man. I have no words for that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Incredible. Objectively Real Reality. Ellie, what is up? Did Isaac hit on Vitalik's mom? No.
Hell no.
I think DZ was trying to hit on Vitalik's mom, maybe. Did you see the show this morning?
No, I was busy lifting stuff from my house.
That's right. All right, but back to the trading stuff. Okay, so I do currently have a huge trade on LBank right now, and this thing is at hold on, how much is this? I think I'm just going to leave this trade open, Isaac. It's
How
currently
about
at 230%. So I kind of want to leave this one open on LBank for like ever. I don't know, because the entry point's at like 75, 1,
Jesus.
you know? Disgusting.
No, that's
Thick.
disgusting.
Thick. All right. But as we look at this, I mean, we've had kind of the excitement of the day play out. We did hit this volume node. Not going to be surprised if we ping pong in between these two. Really, I'm going to be greedy about entry points. The next area that I'll snoop around is about $80,000 flat at the top end of this little midterm W pattern. And you know what? If we get bad news, some tariff escalation, wham, it can all go away. So stop losses are my friend. Okay, that's just how I do it. What up, Givers Gain? Good to see you in the chat. Now, if you really, oh my God, Elevator Man
Elevator
dropping
Man's
the
back.
memberships
Oh
too.
my goodness gracious!
Jesus, Murphy, Mary Joseph. We need like a king's helmet to give this guy. I mean, he's hoisting us up. Shout out to you, Elevator Man. And you know what? For everyone that's been brave enough to hold through this massive pullback that we've experienced over the last few weeks, sometimes you just got to get in it, get a little dirty to get those gains. And that's where we're at right now, folks. A statue of a woman, San Francisco. This is a construction worker, and this is how they enter the statue to get to the top of the statue for completion. And this is, a metaphor. It's a little bit metaphorical. It's like sometimes you have to get up in there, get a little dirty to get those gains, right? It just is what it is. Don't look at me.
This is what you called me back for the show for. I could have been lifting stuff, but I came back to watch a man climb through a statue's asshole.
Correct. Absolutely correct. And the artist is a genius. For completion, indeed. Shout out to everyone that's getting in there for the nitty gritty, though. Now, last night, kind of crazy on the macroeconomic side. Okay, this chart showing the U.S. 10-year bond crashing multiple currencies. The world is dumping U.S. debt. Global reset is happening. U.S. treasuries from the CME, the euro to the USD. DXY has fallen hard. It fell below $1 last night. Absolutely crazy. And what's really going on, the gold chart is spiking. But I think gold hit $3,200 an ounce. And correction on my comments yesterday, my father corrected me on this. It's not $35 an ounce that we're sitting on these paper valuations of our gold reserves at. It's $42 an ounce.
Okay.
Yeah, to Papa Drew. He's very, very wise indeed. That's, you know what? It comes from somewhere. You know what I mean? Doobie Doo, thanks for the $2 super chat. No dentures, right, Isaac?
No comment. I've 0 words for you. Okay. Cheers.
All right. So we see a massive shift in where finance actually is right now. And this is, something that I posted last night. We have to be prepared for. Okay. It is this. I'm talking to me and Vet are going to be bringing back the black side, it sounds like.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Funny part is people think that Trump won't go economically nuclear on this currency war. Just wait until Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, targets the Chinese real estate market and exposes the paper dragon for what it really is. And we're going to look at some insane stories behind their real estate to really paint this picture in a more wide sense so people really grasp this. Because people are just going to look at you like, you're crazy. China's so strong and superior to the United States. How could you ever doubt the paper dragon? Unreal. All right. So here's the US dollar exiting the room. I do wonder where this thing is at currently. Let's go to Trading View as well. Going to Trading View. DXY. Man, it's been wild. We got to go to all. There we go. Whew. So we dipped to 99 cents on the dollar. We are currently sitting flat here, and it is looking pretty sketchy, right? Especially when you look at gold. I mean, let's look at gold here. Gold, US ounce. Woo!
Oh, my. That's fun.
$3,238 right now. Absolutely savage. So now, with all this, this is it. It does kind of look like Asian investors and really treasury holders at large selling the assets off and buying gold system of monetary stability is breaking. But this is the chaos we're here for, here in the blockchain basement. Now, with that, the treasury yields, 30-year treasury went to damn near 5%.
Jeez.
Imagine putting this 30 years. You have $10 million, or let's just say $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
You put in $1 million for a 30-year treasury, $50,000 a year, risk-free, as long as the U.S. government keeps alive and the monetary system. I mean, this isn't even to mention what's coming with the bit bonds. $50,000, virtually risk-free, unless America collapses, but then the world collapses, right? Absolutely crazy yield on treasuries right now. And now this from David Bailey. I'm so excited for Bitcoin Vegas. I can't even. Me and Kelly. Okay, so Kelly, if anyone doesn't know, Kelly Kellum is an incredible chef. He makes some of the best ribs I've ever had.
So true.
And we are going to be grilling at that pool. We got like this bungalow with a pool and a grill right next to it, dude.
We have the spot to be at in Vegas, man. If you want to be anywhere, you want to be with us in Vegas.
Yeah. Now, if China is going to dump treasuries, we should dump gold. Rugging gold for Bitcoin, the ultimate reset. And we're sitting here acting like the gold that we hold currently is $42 an ounce. It's actually $3,238 an ounce, right? Imagine the revaluation and then dumping a portion of it, because China's been hoarding all this gold. That's what they're going to back. We just giga dump the gold, buy Bitcoin with it. Holy shit, what a flippening that would be.
Dude, I feel like that sounds like something Trump would do, though.
It does.
I'm not even gonna lie. With all these tariff stuff, I feel like he would end up thinking about something like that.
He's savage. He's in savage mode right now. $5 arrow more reasonable. Yeah, I mean, $5 arrows, but $20 arrow. I mean, I think $20, $30 arrow is still potential this cycle. With the amount of uncertainty that's just unraveled and the new design of the, cycle in general, all bets are off. All bets are off on that. Like, I know Aerodrome is the baby child of Base, and I know Coinbase and Circle aren't going to let it fail. So there is that. But who knows? You know what I mean? I'm just here to outpace inflation. Who fucking knows? With literally, we wake up and if there is no deal and there is no outlook for producing the products here in the US, then you need post-apocalyptic material as a spouse. Right?
That's true.
So let's look at this. Joshua Jake was down in Florida, state of Florida, preparing to buy $1.5 billion in Bitcoin.
Yep.
It looks like Florida's actually going to be the first one to make the hammer come down on this, which is really crazy.
Did you see the video?
I did.
Nice.
Josh gave a speech.
Yep.
And it was kind of the same thing we talk about. Inflation killing the average person, Bitcoin a hedge, and the strength behind the US dollar that we can implement to further the dominance of the US dollar. Good on him. And there's Samuel Arms. Samuel Arms, is he going to Bitcoin Vegas too?
He indeed is going to Bitcoin Vegas. We will see.
Guy's unhinged.
He is unhinged. He's great though.
Yeah. I think he actually wrote the bill, didn't he? Or
he did. He wrote the bill himself.
Dude. Yeah. We should do an interview with him out in Vegas about it.
We should.
Yeah. Absolutely. And remind me, oh gosh. It's already 12:30.
That's true.
Okay, so hold on. I want to bring up our friend here, Mr. Anthony. And I want to talk about some stuff, because what we have is, it's the time where altcoins have had a major pullback, but I am seeing some life come to some particular projects. And I do like newer projects that are just launching into this marketplace. Beyond the bludgeoning that most of our alts have taken, I am seeing signs of life. And with that, I want to bring him up. Let's bring up Anthony. Burnt Banksy, a.k.a. How you doing, good sir? Thanks for joining us on the show here.
I'm doing good, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Isaac,
sir,
bring his volume down just a touch.
Oh, great.
Probably like a third or something. Yeah, there you go. Mr. Anthony, welcome to the show, man. You're with Zion, and it's a product I hadn't been really even aware of until essentially, I think it was Avi brought it up and got us in contact. I went over kind of what you're doing here, but some of the more intriguing things about your history is where you guys are based out of. Can you kind of explain to me what the hell is it like building a crypto product out of the center of economic control and crypto control in New York? Like, are they receiving you? Is it easy to build out something like this out there?
I will say building in New York has been the fucking worst, quite honestly. At least for like this last administration. I got into this in New York, and I think that like early 2016, 2015 was a fucking awesome time to be here because you had consensus out in Brooklyn and like Uniswap starting here, and a lot of early crypto was here. Then you saw like this administration that wasn't very crypto friendly come in, and you had a lot of people leave. Fortunately or unfortunately, I guess, we were the ones who stayed. And I think it was interesting because, you had a bunch of people who did stay. And, I think you did that because felt like you were a legit project and you kind of had something to prove in a way, which was, hey, we're not here to kind of scam. We're not here to grift. We're here to build something legitimate. We believe that we're building something legitimate, and we're not really that scared.
Well, and let's look at your Twitter account here for Zion.
Oh, shit. Oops. Okay.
So making crypto disappear. And, I was talking to you before. It sounds like it's its own chain, Zion.
Yeah.
It does seem to have a lot of integrations. One thing I did like seeing is how active you guys are being. Like, you're constantly posting, and you have a non-botted amount of interactions on the X account, which is something that's like kind of the first thing that I always look for. You're integrating with Axelar and stuff like that. But, when I go over to the website, let's go over to the website. This interoperability has been something I've always been about, regardless of price action. Building systems that are like interoperable with the whole ecosystem and not being this like demander that everyone just flows into your chain only. Does it kind of hinder like hype, or how does the interoperability play into kind of how you guys are getting out there? Like, kind of go over what Zion is and how you're going to leverage this to really gain some traction here.
Yeah. I mean, and I guess a little bit is kind of the backstory of Zion. And the reason my name is Burnt Banksy, about like 4 years ago, I bought a Banksy art piece, lit it on fire, and then broke the record for an NFT. And it was just, and even back then and still today, it's pretty much crypto is fucking unusable for most of the everyday person. And the only thing that I care about is making crypto usable and making products work. I think that being this like, I think ETH had the chance to be this kind of one winner will take it all back in 2017, but Solana proved that wrong. And now we're entering into a multi-chain world, and I think it's a pretty stupid outlook to try to be this siloed island. And so it's, our goal is to make products work and to bring users into the ecosystem. I don't care what chain they're on. I don't care what native token they use. I just want users, and, all these boats will rise together.
Absolutely. And then that's something, some of the headwinds have seemingly been pulled away recently. Like, we had really big news overnight that Trump signed the first ever crypto bill, where it's like a DeFi broker rules dead. We don't have to give our social security number to Uniswap, let's say, to be able to utilize it, which would absolutely have crushed the system.
Totally.
Like, I hate the idea of it. Is this kind of the signal that it's okay to move forward and really dig in to this mass decentralization movement that we're trying to make happen? Or is there still the potential that, because we got to think, like, we have this administration now and it's bullish, but are you still worried about, like, let's say the next election, should the other side be able to capture the ball again and we end up with a Gensler type character again?
I mean, the way that we prepare is, like, that's kind of how we prepare. And I think we've kind of seen this a while, but the goal now is to push that boundary as far as we fucking can. And then it'll realistically probably be taken back a little bit. And then we're going to work harder to do it again. And it's just kind of what an ebb and flow looks like. You kind of saw this with the huge rush in like 2017. And then everyone getting hit by Gensler. Coinbase went public and then they get hit by Gensler. Same with Ripple. And then progress kind of stops. And then now progress goes again. And I foresee this back and forth probably happening for a while. But I think that the Uniswap thing is huge. I think the real huge one also was that Tornado Cash getting off of OFAC. I think that was a really big one, at least for me.
Absolutely. Everyone's like, Oh, decentralization is there for Ethereum. Tell that to Iranians when OFAC said, "Oh no, you can't
Oh
receive
yeah,
any Ethereum." Now they're like, "Wait a minute, wait, you can shut this thing off when you want." Everyone starts looking around, and it just kind of went
yeah,
over smooth brains' heads. But those monetary controls did exist, and looking at kind of who you've gotten partnerships with, or at least support. And I know you're integrating with XLR,
yeah,
the circle backing, pretty important, but also Pith,
yeah.
Chainlink's nemesis. What are your opinions of Pith? Like, because
Dude, I love
Solana's
Pith.
been pretty hot.
I love Pith. I actually back in 2021 built the first NFT standard for Solana and built the NFT collection standard for Solana. So I was very big in Solana, and I also built the first fully decentralized NFT marketplace on Solana back when it was $1. And so I've been in Solana for quite some time, and I was there when I was in Chicago at the jump offices, effectively with Pith kind of being incubated there, right? So it's awesome seeing these guys and seeing all these long time industry veterans. I love this team. They're so much fun, whether it be just hanging out or actually working with them. Pith is fucking awesome, and I love them to
Well, maybe I've been fading them a little bit.
death.
I mean,
I haven't
I
heard
don't
of
know,
Chainlink in a while, though. I mean, realistically, compared to back in 2020 when you had the Link Marines, I haven't heard for them in a while. Now, watch this. I'm going to get a whole
Sergey
bunch of
was
Link
the only
Marines
one.
now.
Sergey was the only one that had the balls to talk to Trump at that round table. Like, but Pith, I feel like competition in oracles is important. And it looks like you guys have been getting involved with account or payment abstractions, generalized abstractions. Is that a bullish catalyst that you think you'll be able to leverage within Zion? Being able to be multi-chain and abstract those payments through the whole ecosystem?
The way that I see it mostly used now is actually just the ability to use credit card and debit card and not have to buy the Zion token off of Coinbase and then bridge it. Like the current process is absolutely terrible. And so it's like I think it's more of a necessity rather than a nice to have of there's a nice to have aspect of you can use your ETH or you can use your SOL, but we see most of it being credit card, debit card. If people already have USDC or whatever, they can use that, but that's not really what I envision.
Gotcha. So when it comes to getting the average person involved with something as deeply layered as this, do you think that there's any outlook for that? Is this simply for crypto natives that are here now, or what's that entry
exact
point
opposite.
look like?
It's that's the whole thing. We want to make crypto disappear. So you log in with what looks like Web2 logins. You can use your credit card or debit card. What we're just trying to figure out is for the regular person, why the fuck should you be using crypto? And I think that's a very valid question that not a lot of people have asked. And you look at prior examples of crypto applications and the value has been, well, because it's crypto. And there's some exciting things coming out there too of that next catalyst moment.
Yeah. Well, on my mind, I sit here and debate with myself, what is that next? Because we've already had news articles come out about these strategic reserves, and it still really feels like the average person retail is completely asleep when it comes to crypto. What do you think the catalyst is where the average person is going to be like, wait, I better get involved with this now?
I think that's a great question. The issue is I would say most people are, and I think this is a massive issue, but most people are just financially illiterate, right? Which is in and of itself a huge problem. And so I think that there's one aspect of just kind of global education of just pure finance, right? Think of how much time a user spends on their banking application. Hardly never, right?
Right.
Or, and I think that there's an overwhelming aspect of that. So when you think about the catalyst of crypto, I think that it actually is more, it moves past the financial aspect, right? It's the first time you could have, let's say, property on chain, right? Property being monetary or intellectual or real estate. And I think you can get really, really interesting things such as just proving everything on the internet. And what I think this next catalyst is, and I think we're going to see that play out this year, is going to be this combination of, for a while we've seen the real world and the digital world be two separate things, but I think that catalyst event brings us closer to it becoming one thing where for the first time ever you actually can believe what you see on the internet, and I think that's that catalyst.
Interesting. Well, And, I think that there's been a lot of discouragement from people like right now. There's been so much pullback on altcoins. People are kind of beat down, but like in this last 30% pullback, did you have the same fears that you felt, let's say in 2021 when we had that 30% pullback in do you remember that time, like January,
Yeah.
February? Pullback, like, man, the bull market's done, right? Operation Choke Point killed us for real. Like, did you have the same vibe this time? Like, how are you handling the new design of this overall market right now?
I think that it totally doesn't feel the same at all. I remember back when, SBF happened and Do Kwon happened. It was bad for the industry, right? And the industry lost its correlation to the market. It just absolutely tanked. And so for a while it was like crypto is dead. I think the interesting thing is that we are still keeping a beta of pretty much one to the market, right? Which does give me hope. And I think if I were to more place a pinpoint of what this reminds me of, if you remember back in Trump's previous presidency, the escalations with North Korea, that is exactly what this kind of feels like right now. It's like that exact same time where it's like, yeah, prices are volatile, but at the end of the day, like, we're not fundamentally affected.
Right. That's what I felt like. It's like, I know we're here to stay. I know that this has got a lot more long-term outlook for it. And really it's just about projects that are, honestly, American-made product. Are you guys based out of America? Like technically?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, well, when you say technically.
Yeah, like, because I want to know if it can be stamped American-made, because I feel like the limelight's going to fall on projects that are able to fall in that.
There's like a caveat there of being a decentralized network. So there's tons of teams that work on the network, right? Like, if we were to say, oh yeah, hey, Zion is controlled by one party, we would be no different than Google.
Right. That's a good point. And that's something that comes to mind is like Circle, Coinbase, and then Aerodrome.
Yes.
It's like this decentralized swap. I would assume, I'm just shooting from the hip there, but when this all comes down to it, America and Trump are probably going to try to claim, intellectual rights if they stem, or early investments stem out of American-made companies. That's just me, kind of shooting from the hip. And I really think that this time frame, it's like this current system is breaking, and they're almost breaking it on purpose, so that they can take control of it. Like, Trump has been argued to be bearish and bullish for the market by both sides. What's your take on what Trump is doing right now? Like, is it going to be a cataclysm that he's causing, or like, how are you handling the news that's coming out every day about him?
I'm optimistic in believing that there's a long-term strategy and a play here. I am not in politics at all. I know what I know, which is crypto through and through. I think that whatever happens, we are going to be here for at least at this rate a couple of years, right? And so, given kind of just runway statistics, right? But it's just so for us, it doesn't, like, the day to day doesn't really matter. We're going to keep building what we're going to keep building. I'm optimistic. I like to be optimistic because I don't really see a purpose of like, oh, he's doing this wrong, he's doing it right. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter what I think. I don't have any control on what's going on. I just kind of sit here and do what I can do, which is build out a great fucking company.
Absolutely. That's a great mindset to have. Control what you can, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, for anyone that's looking to find out more, is the best place for someone to get involved with the eco here from your X account, or what would be like a kind of call to action? Because I got I'm always messing around with new products.
Yeah.
And I think, seeing the graph, I'll go pull up the graph here. Where is this? So I liked actually seeing the recent sign of life. Like, even today, you're up like 6%. But then seeing a series of higher lows on the year, it's only about, God, it was released in December. This is only like 4 or 5 months old.
Yeah.
So you have that initial release, all the overhype, selling off, and then now it's trying to bottom out. So, I mean, like, I'm going to have a lot of people speculating on this because we're insane people. here in the blockchain basement.
We all are. Yeah, no,
You know, what would be like the best place for people to start and kind of, would it be the website here? Would it be the X account here? Like, where is the best place for people to kind of get hooked in and find out more about Zion, do you think?
I mean, I would definitely say follow the Twitter. You're just going to get the most up-to-date stuff. We kind of have a mainnet exploration going on right now. It's about 60 to 70,000 daily active users, and launching a product every week, which has been really, really exciting, along with like pretty sick brands that we're working with, like Uber. So we're doing a bunch of shit, and like, the issue is, I think as you said earlier, it's like you kind of congratulated us for kind of like posting a lot, but the issue is we just actually have way too much shit going on. And I'm trying not to do it too much, but it's good. Like, it's obviously a great problem to have. We're going to keep focusing on building and making cool shit. So I would say Twitter, just because we're doing so much shit.
Well, and also it's like sometimes you see the obvious, like, weird overposting, and then the 100 likes, 100 likes, 100 likes, 100 likes, and it just reeks of being botted.
Yeah, dude, there's times where I'm like, dude, I got to post this from my personal account just because it looks like we're spamming the goddamn timeline.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I like what you're doing, man. I like what you're doing.
Thank you,
interoperability. It's a hill that not enough people celebrate. Building these inroads for systems to communicate. It is the best place to keep up with you on the Zion X. Are you behind the sticks on the Zion X account?
Yeah.
Okay, of course. Cool. Very cool. Well, man, Anthony, it was absolutely awesome having you come on and explain. Well, I mean, I respect people that build crypto products out of New York for a long period of time. You've been through a war, so appreciate you, brother. We're going to get to the rest of this crazy news here today, but look forward to having you back on. Absolute pleasure.
Awesome. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely, man. Take care.
Peace.
That guy's I liked his accent.
Yeah.
Did you get a little accent tinge?
No.
Oh yeah,
I can't hear anybody. I was just listening to you talk. I couldn't hear anything. So
he's pretty cool. He's got a cool.
I saw the chat talking about Boston. And I was like, yeah.
That's what the Boston accent. Maybe.
Northern accents are just way better. What I say?
So let's get into so the title of this, or rather, is Paper Dragon. The concept, the false paper dragon everyone's afraid of. Let's get into it. China says the United States is weaponizing tariffs as a tool of bullying, coercion, turning itself into a joke. I love the responses, big balls. But let's talk what is the true joke here. First of all, Wolf of Wall Street, funded by one of the biggest scandals out of, I think it was Malaysia. Let's read into this. A massive financial scandal linked to a wealth sovereign fund owned by Malaysia's Ministry of Finance helped sink former Prime Minister Najib Razak's political career at the end of a 6-decade rule in his coalition of the 2018 political elections. He had an appeal, but he got a 12-year jail term handed down last July. And he remains the only person so far convicted in this and sentenced in the fallout of what has been called the world's finest or biggest corruption scandals. One of the most lurid. The money was meant for economic development in Malaysia, but instead it was used for lavish spending on everything from diamond tiaras, private jets, to Hollywood movies.
Nice.
Think about this. The Wolf of Wall Street, made about financial obfuscation, funded by literal financial obfuscation from China into Malaysia for economic development. Absolutely insane. Already pardoned, though. What a prick. GG, I like that. Cartman, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Cartman from
we
South Park.
Play more South Park on the show.
South Park is great.
Yeah. But also, I was talking to my father last night about this. He reminded me. Stolen papers. China link emerges in a probe into the Bangkok earthquake high-rise collapse. Now, everyone that doesn't remember, this is the imagery from it. I'll mute this so we don't get blasted. This is the building. It was like literally the only full collapse in this Bangkok earthquake. And it was a big earthquake, right? It was 7.7 earthquake. It's a big deal. But what happened, and they actually took it out of all of these publications at China's request, was that they found fucking newspaper in the walls where concrete was supposed to be.
I know, that's pretty cool.
Not to mention the substandard steel that they used to make the building with. They have been skipping around and, honestly, Malaysia has a pile of this. This is even more. The Forest City, $100 billion luxury city project planned for 700,000 residents. Currently the largest uninhabited, only a few thousand residents here. Apartment prices rose from 170K to 1.1 million, built on artificial islands near Singapore. Literally an empty fucking city that they make. They put all the money on the paper. Oh, we have billions of dollars of investments that are worth so much money. It's fucking fake. It's literally fake. And guess what? What happens when no one's interested? This. We've all seen this. Destruction at a mass scale. They just wipe it off and then they go make a whole new pile of debt and development and just rinse and repeat the process here.
So fun. So fun.
It's so nuts, dude. Absolutely nuts. And, you know, with all this tariff conversation, everyone's, oh my, like, we're going to listen to this. I'm going to try not to be too much of a jerk, but here we go.
I'm in shock right now. These tariffs are fucking wild. Our clothing is currently on its way to us from China. It's the best place to manufacture clothing. That's just how it is, that in Vietnam. But we pre-launch in a week and we'll have our clothing in another 3 weeks. And now there is an extra 100%, 104% markup on this clothing. We spent an ungodly amount, I don't even want to say the number, on this, and now we have to pay over double that number. We were given zero time to plan for this or budget for this. Like, we had all these plans of where we wanted our budget to go to. Now this all has to go to tariffs.
She's got murderer eyes. Have you noticed this?
I can't, just off of her facial expressions and just how she looks in her eyes, I hate everything that she's saying, even though I can't hear shit.
How about you make your shit in America? Think about that. How about support your own country instead of outsourcing the literal slave labor? It's so aggravating. And you know what? There are like improvements that China has made to the textile industry where they have like these massive plants that can make a lot. But for the most part, this is taking advantage of workers, very low pay. They automate a ton of the systems, and then they just spew all the raw materials onto us, and it kills small business a chance to compete here in the United States. So there's a lot of nuance to the conversation. How about you just make your shit in America and stop trying to like this? You know, she's like, thankfully, I already have a trust fund, so I can like hold on and just pay these and keep making it out of China. But this kind of attitude, we should deport. Hold on. Hold on.
Hey, it's Hannah, and you're deported.
There we go. Deported. Now, this is crazy. Colorado Governor Jared Polis signed the SB 25003 law, banning the manufacture of and severely restricting the sale of certain semi-automatic and detachable magazines.
Oh, man.
I was talking to my father about this. This is absolutely insane because Colorado has a pretty big gun culture. A lot of movement will happen against this. If you are in Colorado, here is from WeTheSecondColorado.com. The update, they had latest iteration of the assault weapons ban was signed by Governor Polis. This is honestly pretty shocking that he went this far to try to ban semi-automatic guns.
I know.
Magazines. Full California move. Going to Colorado. Like, when you look at like old movies and stuff, like you're going out to Colorado, right? And it's like this old Western dude with like a revolver and he's like all cool with guns and shit. Now it's like these Patagonia Subaru driving
limp-wristed fat. I'm not gonna say it.
Decepticons.
Decepticons.
Jesus. So if you want to let Jared Polis know how you feel, here you go. Constituent line right here. Contact Governor Polis, 303-866-2885. What do you got?
I got a new word for them. Same gender back benders. That's
Same gender back benders?
Yep.
Bro.
Pretty good.
That's brutal. Okay. Now, we did have this. Grant Cardone put it out, talked to a number of pilot friends and talking about this isn't normal, but what's really crazy is the Siemens CEO, Augustin Escobar, and his whole family were on this helicopter that went out. The propeller came off the helicopter. It was like in pieces as it fell down. Makes you wonder what he was involved with. Maybe wonder what he was involved with, right? Yeah. Because Siemens is they're an energy corporation. They've been leaning into wind turbines. The dude had his whole family on that thing.
No.
Maybe he stepped on the wrong toes, right?
Possibly.
Scary stuff. Also, you know what? We have a link on our TikTok for these Yes drinks.
Drink them. They're good. Non-caffeine.
Addicted to these, dude.
Like fentanyl.
They don't have too much caffeine. It's like 80 milligrams.
That's nothing.
It's Yes. And this is actually a homie just started this company. And, you know, they had R&D. Doesn't have any red 40 or any weird stuff in it. I just mix it up. It makes me a kinder person.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna start drinking this. I'm gonna need it. Because these stupid liberals don't know how to shut their traps.
Yeah, you need some Yes drink.
No.
All right. So now RFK making a dire attack against the American tech industry. RFK says he will know by September what caused the massive autism epidemic in the U.S., and we will be able to eliminate these exposures. So Autism Capital is up in arms about this. This is going to be pretty intense, right? Pretty intense. This is a subject matter that is very, very touchy for people to talk about because I think it's like 1 in 35 kids have this affliction now. Yeah. It used to be like 1 in thousands, like 1 in 10,000 or something like that. Now it's 1 in the double digits. Scary as hell. But we got to look at this problem head on, find out why, and fix that. Yeah, that helicopter crash was absolutely crazy. Who got banned? So we got to ban someone?
I don't know.
No, we got to ban someone. You know what? I won't say it right now. Also, there is still hope for me to squeeze people for as much money as they can at the farmer's market with my eggs.
Nice.
Egg prices reach all-time high. 5.6% from last month. This is huge because I produce these things. And I will sell them at a discount for crypto. But they're going for about, I'm thinking like $20 for 36 eggs. That's my going rate right now.
Solid.
You know, not bad. They're organic fed.
Mm-hmm.
They're free range.
Sure.
Living their best life.
They are.
Well cared for.
Very well cared for.
I had one of them had like mites on her foot.
Mm-hmm.
She has her own house now.
Oh,
and
dope.
All the medicines, the nice cozy digs. I take care of my chickens. Okay. I take care of them. I care for them. So shout out to that. Egg prices still cooking to the upside. Treasury Bissett talking about Wall Street has grown wealthy for 4 decades. So the next 4 years, it's Main Street's turn. Man, I would absolutely love to see Main Street come back in a strong way. It is, I guess it's different for me because I'm like in a country bumpkin town. You too, Isaac.
Yeah.
Okay. You know downtown Dallas.
I do.
Wouldn't it be nice to see downtown Dallas like popping once again?
Dude, that would be actually really cool. There's a lot of good food spots. There's just a lot to do in downtown Dallas, and it's not the same as it was.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know who we do need to ban? I know who to ban.
We're banning Steve-O.
You are banned!
Yes.
Who are we banning?
Taken out.
Steve-O. Okay, bet.
Yeah. Now, there's good news. Binance released and listed Ondo token, but it also listed virtuals. Should we go look at Ondo and virtuals to compare?
Yeah, why not?
You know, if virtuals has a strong comeback, Isaac, you have a better chance at coming out even
on stupid graphene.
Yeah. So let's look at virtuals. Virtuals. I can just assume that Ondo is doing incredible because it's maybe the best. Up 19%. Look at you.
So huge. What's up?
Hold on.
What's up 19%?
Virtuals.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
This is a hopeful signal for you.
This is a hopeful signal.
Okay.
Now, go to graphene.
Well, hold on. So the virtuals got listed on Binance.
Yep.
Ondo did as well. Let's look at Ondo. Up 12%. Oh, damn.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
That's the second biggest bag I got right there. Shoot.
Shout out to you if you holding Ondo, baby.
Oh, that's nice. All right. Now let's look at your bags. Grafane.
Oh God.
We flood our own bags.
Oh my God.
We're up by 11%. You're at a $30 million market cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess where I bought it at, chat? Take a couple guesses.
Oh God.
And we'll move on. And you can come back to it.
We'll move on.
Please move on. Please move on.
All right. Also, we saw XCN getting listed for perpetuals. I do want to look at XCN as well. See where this price is. See if it's kept. It's the Onyx coin that we were looking at yesterday. This thing was up big yesterday. Even it's up again. Now it's up 187% on the week. Holy cow! This thing is trying to wake up big time. A lot to gain from its previous all-time high. If it can accomplish this, 17 cents. It's only at 2 cents right now. Just to keep in context, like there's a lot of big buys. When you start running into this past shelf on XCN, you're gonna see some people taking out investments. That's kind of like the get even. It's the same thing that you would do with Grafane.
Yeah,
like if Grafane made it back to 200 mil, you're out. That's where the sell pressure when you have massive pullbacks like this. So just keep that in mind. This looks like a giant middle finger too.
Yeah. No, everyone's saying I'm down 30%. I'm actually down closer to 80-90%.
How does Fartcoin keep pumping? Money laundering. That's how. Money laundering is how that keeps pumping. But shout out to
Wall Street movies. Yeah.
Gotta respect the game here. Isaac,
what?
Do you know what altcoin I'm thinking about looking at right now?
Yes, I know what altcoin. You mean meme coin?
Hold on. You know what? How many likes do we have?
That's a great question. If I could pull this up, we have 86 likes. So we need 100 likes, and Drew will pull up this meme coin. It's not an altcoin. Don't call it an altcoin.
It's definitely a meme coin.
I know you said altcoin.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. If we get some more likes, I mean, this one's super unhinged.
13 more likes, and then you get this secret meme coin that has the potential to actually do well. And I've been out of meme coins for a while, and Drew hates meme coins. We're trying to talk about a meme coin. Pay attention.
Okay. Avalanche ETF on NASDAQ. Okay. So VanEck submitted the application to list an AVAX ETF. It's not going to save Avalanche, and I don't think Avalanche needs any saving, but honestly,
more bullishness.
And I think AVAX has actually been performing pretty well when it comes to price. Let's go check it out here. Oh shit, we're almost at $20 again. So we're up 8% today. Woo! Oh, what a scary little momentary pullback that was. $14. Damn. Wow. And if I do, I just want to clarify, Adam Bombetti, if I do talk about this meme coin, Ellie as well, I'm thinking about putting like $100 into this thing, like a fraction of a percent, just so you guys are clear on how much exposure I would be willing to throw at this damn coin. And expect it to go to zero, but I'm in it. Maybe it's very cultural.
Maybe for the huge gains.
Very cultural. Let's see here. Now we got to look at this. After all this rigorous analysis, will it be amusing if it all ends up this simple? This is Bitcoin, and overall cup and handle. You come back down. You just retest the top end of the handle before moving up. With all of our this could happen and this could happen and all this. What if it's just this simple, right? What if it's just this simple and we're just hyperbolic degens? And shout out to Wall Street, though, because they have become almost as volatile as us.
Nice.
The S&P 500 volatility matched Bitcoin now, says Bloomberg senior ETF analyst Eric Balchunas. Welcome to the Thunderdome, Mr. and Mrs. Stock Market players. Now, people are calling this Ethereum equals Nokia. This is Nokia's overall graph. Kind of a sad situation, but we made one of the strongest phones ever. Ethereum, very similar structure. Okay. This is obviously from Solana folks, right? Mm-hmm. They love Solana. They love how well Solana's doing, but beautiful. Not so fast.
Hey, calm down.
Soul maxis are too busy laughing at Ethereum to recognize that the Sol to Bitcoin is following ETH to Bitcoin. So here is ETH to Bitcoin.
At least we're not communists.
Facts. Facts. Good defense, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
Thinking on your feet. Sold a Bitcoin. This is what it was. Down 27% so far. When this is posted, things have kind of picked up.
At least we don't talk to minors. But
what? Vitalik talked to minors?
Yeah, like underage Asian chicks.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Yeah, look it up. Just don't raw dog into Twitter.
Oh my God. Especially that subject. Jesus Christ. Now, not like it's a great unsold BTC. Okay. Let's look at this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my. So where could this find some damn support at? I'm looking at this. Looking at this. So maybe there's some room for pain still. Because the Bitcoin dominance graph trying to choose violence on us. Trying to choose violence on us. Look at this. The damn candles filling out.
Oh, fuck.
Trying to break above.
Man.
Jeez. You know what I did like, though? Some of the picks that we've had haven't been losing. Like Ondo. Even Chainlink's actually been holding up pretty decent. So.
Oh, snap. Hey, Drew.
What's that?
So many likes we got.
How many likes do we have?
We have 111 right now.
No. Okay. I didn't make this coin, so don't yell at me for is what it is. I just can't ignore the potentials.
Because of other similar coins.
Okay. So this, I hold on. All right. I'm going to show, I got to all right. Okay.
Deep breath. It's Freaky Friday. Anything's possible. Just do anything.
We're going in. Pull it up. This is on X. It's known as Curry Fella. Okay. I cannot play the videos because we will be literally nuked off the internet. This is probably one of the most hilarious memes I've ever seen. If anyone knows what Fat Fellas was, Fat Token, we're going in to show what Fat did. So Fat has been kind of capturing mainstream a little bit because of how addicting the videos are. And it even made it it got a mention on Joe Rogan.
It did.
This is so unhinged.
I'll pull it up.
So here's Fat. Okay. Yesterday it was at 10 million, Isaac. It's at 13.6 13.1 right now. It fell down. It respected the original pump. It's bouncing up from it. And I said not all meme coins will come back. But this thing made it to about 24 million in market cap. I had to be really careful about what I'm showing on my screen here right now.
Yep, I know.
Curry. Do we go to the I'm going to go to the website of Curry. Let's see here. How do we? It's not letting me do it. Hold on. Don't click any buttons, Isaac. Okay.
I'll click that button.
Thank you. All right. So Curry. God, this is so unhinged. I'm just gonna okay. Hold on.
Wrong button.
There you go. Pull this up. Here's the contract address. Oh god damn.
Oh yep, you're fucked.
Whatever. I didn't make it.
I know.
This thing is at a 300,000 market cap, and it is getting 612 likes. This thing has only been alive for a day, or like 2 days. And what I'm noticing is the impressions and the likes are exploding on this thing. Okay, and it's fucking content, man. It is content.
It is really funny.
And they have so much content to use. Because think about this. Pull me down. Pull that down. Remember all these scammer call things like the do not click to redeem and all.
Oh, yeah.
All those calls. They have years of content they can make out of those
scammers
in and of itself. Think about how many people like crypto in India. Like, there's actually a pretty big crypto interest in India. It makes them look cool as fuck. Like,
that is true.
Just be careful. It's at a $300,000 market cap. Don't pull this out. Be careful. All right. So right now, like I told DZ about it. He YOLO'd right into this thing.
Yeah, actually?
Yes.
That's so funny.
It's at a $300,000 market cap. It's got $56,000 in locked liquidity. The one thing you got to be careful about is there is a mega jeet in the background ready to murder everyone once this thing makes it into the millions. So do keep that in mind. This jeet right here, 8.2% but the cluster percentage is 14. Just be careful. Okay. But it is what it is. It's at, pull the screen down. I can't, I want to play the videos so badly, but I just can't, you guys. I just can't.
Do you think we could get away with a little bit?
Not on YouTube.
That's true.
Not on YouTube.
On X, maybe.
Yeah, maybe on X. So there is that.
How would you repost it? And people could go watch it on yours.
No.
Why not?
I can't do it.
I know. It's funny. It's funny.
All right. Now, how do I finish the show? Hold on. I got to chug some pre-workout.
Some yes. Oh, just kidding.
I already drank the yes. God. Oh my God. I can't do it. I can't do it. They will literally take the account, like the whole YouTube down.
I don't know. We don't want that guy.
You know what? I can play it on a member stream.
That's true.
I can play it on a gated member stream. All right. So Chainlink got some stuff going for it. And this is an explanation of why I'm just mega bullish on Chainlink. Bitcoin's a foundation. Smart contracts are the second layer that came out in like 2015 with Ethereum. The connector, 2017. The connector's explosion doesn't happen until institutional adoption happens. And we see that explosion really occur. I think we're right on the doorsteps of this. In your crypto CEO, have they been on American Banker? It wasn't XRP CEO. It was Sergey Nazarov. Sergey was the only one with the balls to speak to Trump at that round table. Oh my God.
Poor Aaron.
What's Aaron talking about?
I don't want my last name to be Curry after seeing what I saw.
Oh, he went there.
He went there. He saw what he saw, and he's changing his last name.
He can't change that. You're stuck, Aaron. Also, Aaron is making some baby chickens for me.
That is true.
He's going to make some, well, I gave him some copper moran eggs. Those copper morans are sought after. So I'm looking forward to that. So, with all this being said, that meme coin I talked about, please.
Do your own research, please.
Well, do your own research, and you're gonna laugh until you cry doing the research. Pants. You might shit your pants if you had some Indian food. I had some great Indian food last night, by the way. But you know what? When you're looking at those things, I've seen people lose massive amounts of money putting a lot, like everything they had into them. Please, for the love of God, don't do it. On the trading side, we'll look at this again. We're running into this volume node once again. I mean, the call from yesterday was absolute perfection. I think probably, oh my God, my L-Bank trade is probably going nuts right now. Hold on. 260%. I'm leaving it open, Isaac.
Do it.
I'm leaving it open. Drew, will you ship eggs to California? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think they would even let me do that.
Probably not.
You know what, though? We were supposed to have Meanless in here today, and he like had car troubles or something, right?
He did have car troubles. So next week we'll see Meanless himself in his office. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Very
I'm excited for the new chickens. You know who's not excited for my new chickens?
Your wife.
That and my neighbor.
And your neighbor.
My wife doesn't want the new chickens, I don't think. And my neighbor is like, yeah, that's great, but they come on her property and they like make little nests. I mean, I got to fence off the whole prairie to do it. I'm going to do it eventually.
Yeah.
So I just want them to live their best life, man. You know?
Free range and just roaming.
Oh, my. Did you see that customs glitch for tariffs sounding to me like a Chinese hack and the judge telling judge not to fix it? What the hell? Get a corporal turkey. Corporal turkey, a CPL turkey?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, interesting. Well, on this particular trade, you guys, you know what? If I wasn't a psycho about that L Bank trade, I would take profits. I just want to leave it open because I got it in at like, I think the entry point's 75.1. Just disgusting. Like literally 75.1. This is where the entry point that I highlighted yesterday was on new longs. For anyone that's looking to trade on me with L Bank, with BTCC, or with 2bit, they all have their own perks. I really like L Bank for the mobile, 2bit for the desktop, and BTCC. I like trading altcoins on BTCC.
Yeah,
they all have their kind of different highlights and goodness. But let's look at the. You know what? Let's snoop around because and I know you have to go back to like lifting things after this, Isaac.
I do. I have time.
Okay. So we're gonna just cozy in because everyone's snooping, and you know what? If we could get ourselves along from these local just giga low levels on Bitcoin, this is where the action's made. So let's check out the weekly money flow. Does look like it's still trying to pull back, but we have a massive momentum wave that could easily clip to the upside on moment's notice. We bounced off this. Let's zoom in now. We're talking trades. We're talking getting the goods. Oh man, we're printing a green dot on the top of that wave. That's pretty wild. On the 15-minute, things look very coiled, like a tiger.
Like a tiger.
Let's see here. I think I'm going to have to be extremely patient about this. I'm seeing some. I think the volume node. Let's go back over to 2bit. I think the volume node would be right there at the top end of this shelf. So I'm going to scoot this up to about here and then back up on the 4-hour. I wonder if this is going to show if I go full screen. Let's see. Okay. Let's take this down. All right. We're going in. We're going. Because we could keep ripping. Like the worst thing for these markets to do would be to just keep going up into the right while all these damn bears have been, oh my God, it's the great collapse. The system's broken. Everything's going to go to 10K. Fucking losers. It's also like gotta be exhausting to be a bear all the time. Like you're just like one of those guys just sneers at everything that's like, you go to the gas station, you see me, you're just like, ugh. You don't say anything.
Look at him. That's disgusting.
Yeah, you just don't say anything.
I'm a person to keep your kids away from.
Now with this, I think, looking at the larger time frames, we are running into a major volume node. It's going to take a lot of juice to scoot us up and beyond this point. It's Friday. Usually the Jeets like getting us over the weekend while the low volume is there. So let's see here. I'm looking for a new one over the weekend. I would want to see us break down to 79.5, prove it as support, and then I could get another giga long in. I'm not going to put in a long on multiple green candles in a row. We're going into the weekend. The Jeets attack us over the weekend, usually.
And
then we do need to look at liquidity levels. So we're going to CoinGlass. And you know what? Maybe I should make the members only stream. It's all just charts and Jeet talk. You know what I mean?
And Curry token.
All right. Live in Cali, and I've always wanted to learn how to trade, but I'm a little scared because I don't know what to start on and how. Dennis, if you're wanting to learn how to trade, I mean, the first and foremost rule is never do cross leverage. Always make sure you select isolated for trades, and then always wake up early, have a good plan, stick to the plan, use stop loss. I mean, there's a lot of people out there like, I never use stop losses. Their trade history will tell you, okay, it looks like you never use stop losses because you get liquidated quite a
real
bit.
quick.
And I'll tell you, even if I lose 10 times in a row using a stop loss, it only takes one giga trade to make it all back and more. It really does. So please When I use like 30, like, and you know, if you're getting into it, low leverage. Okay. I mean, just like 2x, 3x. You know, you don't got to be crazy. For the love of God, you don't got to be crazy when you're getting learning about it. And you spend, they have like trial accounts that you can use. You can use fake money and like see how those go. But I'll tell you, it's a much different vibe when it's real money. God, that mullet is just whisking.
I know. Yeah, I'm getting there, man.
You're getting there?
It's going fast, man.
Yeah.
Getting there.
So where's the liquidity live?
Liquidity. Gotta love it.
We got it above us on the 12 hour.
Nice.
That's looking good.
83K.
24 hour. Damn. Very nice. Very nice. Dennis, if you want to like zoom in on this, that Discord group that TJ's been building for us, it's almost done. We just have to make sure that no scammers get in there.
Yep.
With their little scam bots.
Mm-hmm.
I think TJ said that we're going to be able to put all our calls and like specific levels in there. Is it the end of this month or the middle of this month, Isaac? Do you remember what
I
he said?
believe it was the end of this month.
Okay.
Don't fact check me on that.
I might need to just start doing members only live streams where I'm trading.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we got to start doing that. I'm also going to do the black site videos. We're going to talk about some crazy shit. If TJ calls Drew, I have the DeFi course close to done as well. The DeFi course is almost, God, we have so much to do. But you're going to blow my brains out. Look.
Yeah, I do have to go again.
All right. Well, I love and appreciate all of you. I'm going to remain patient. I'm not ready to put in another long yet. But it does look like liquidity is above us for the moment being. We're going in the weekend. Jeets love hurting our feelings over the weekend. So please be careful out there. I love and appreciate every single one of you out there trying to better your life and outpace inflation with the power of crypto. If you're not already, keep your crypto safe on your own cold storage device. One of these bad boys. We got a link in the description. 10% off. You guys are the best. The ground floor of how this basement channel has been built. You guys are fucking awesome. And I appreciate every single one of you for being here. And you know what? Tonight we're going to go try to stream on the arena. So I'm going to go work out, get all this pre-workout out of my system. And hopefully I'll see you on the arena shortly. Take care, guys.